ElLife, yo, 20 en ElLife desde Montreal sobre rap latino para el mundo. 20 ElLife.
Yo, ¿qué pasó mi gente? ¿Qué pasó mi gente? Duende en ElLife. Season 2, Episode 3. Vamos a hablar hoy con Creed One, beatmaker de Los Ángeles. Por eso tengo los lentes. Ayer tuvimos una muy buena entrevista con Papa Ross. Muchas gracias, man, de verdad. Los invito a ir a ver esa entrevista, que fue la segunda entrevista de Season 2. Y empezamos el lunes con Chong. Little Chong, man, que él fue el que abrió, man, la second season, man. Big up para él, man, Little Chong, man. Él fue el lunes, como dije el martes, Papa Ross. Hoy tenemos a Creed One. Por eso hoy en la canción, en el background de Sosa, la canción Sosa de Tolentino y Luni Lunático, sobre el proyecto La Calle No Es Para Todo el Mundo. Producido por Creed One, el beat fue él que lo hizo. That's it, man. Vamos a hablar con él. Mañana vamos a hablar con Jero Tobar de México. Y vamos a hablar también el viernes con May de Rimas, man. Muy interesante, man. Como primera semana, man, por empezar la temporada 2 de lo que es ElLife. Como les digo, mirar todas las entrevistas sobre YouTube. Buscar ElLife las entrevistas. Estamos sobre Instagram ElLife Real y sobre Facebook ElLife, la página, man. Ahorita voy a empezar a invitar un poquito a la gente, man, saludando a la gente que está ahí, man. Saludos. Y voy a empezar a invitar a algunas personas, man. Just a little bit. Denme un poquito de tiempo, por favor, man. Saludos a toda la gente que siempre nos apoya, a la gente que siempre está ahí. Y como les dije, hoy vamos a hablar con Creed One, un beatmaker, man, de Los Ángeles, man. Los Ángeles en la casa, man. You know how it is, man. Tratamos de hacer lo que podemos, hacer buenas entrevistas, o sea, que tienen sentido, aportar algo al movimiento, man. That's what it is, man. Y como les dije, man, voy a intentar hablar ahorita con Creed One, enviarle un mensaje, decirle que ya vamos a empezar poco a poco y hacer la entrevista con él, man. Like I said, I hope you guys are good. Espero que me oigan bien. Y aquí estamos, man, Duende, man, en ElLife, man. Vamos a hacer eso hoy. ElLife con Creed One, un beatmaker de Los Ángeles, man. Hablar de su carrera, de lo que ha hecho, de los proyectos que ha hecho, muchos beat tapes and stuff. Vamos a hablar con él. Y yo creo que él habla más inglés, so it's all good. Yo puedo traducir lo que sea. That's what it is, man. Ahí está Creed One. Entonces ahorita le voy a enviar una invitación. And try to do this with him, man. Con Duende en ElLife, man. Desde Los Ángeles, man. Aquí para Montreal, man. This is how we do it, man. Para que vean la gente que we try to do things big. Y tratamos de ver toda la gente, man. Diferentes aspectos del movimiento, man. You know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna put this on the background.
What's up, brother?
Yo. ¿Cómo estás, Creed One? Todo bien, loco. ¿Me oyes bien?
Oh, muy bien, perfecto. Ya.
Ok, perfecto. Ok, entonces te voy a dar la bienvenida, man, hoy a la entrevista de lo que es ElLife con Creed One desde Los Ángeles. Entonces te voy a hacer algunas preguntas, o sea, para que la gente te pueda conocer y todo eso. Y pues tal vez tú quieres, o sea, entrar saludando un poquito a la gente o solo diciendo, tu nombre o algo así.
Claro que sí, me llamo Creed One. Tengo haciendo beats más o menos como 20 años. Soy de Panorama City, de San Fernando Valley, de Cali, California, y that's it, man. This is what I do for fun, and I just evolved from a graffiti artist to just music.
Big respect, man. Como te digo, man, lo interesante contigo, man, o sea, de lo que yo he visto es que tú eres un, tremendo beatmaker. Y nosotros, o sea, cubrimos lo que es el rap latino y tú tienes ese sabor, o sea, bien loco, man. Entonces, por eso te voy a hacer algunas preguntas para que la gente te pueda conocer y al final, o sea, pues si te quieren contactar para trabajar, yo creo que sería una buena idea porque el talento tuyo es inmenso. Entonces, primero que nada, ¿Me puedes decir, o sea, de dónde eres? ¿Cuáles son tus raíces?
Soy de Panorama City. Mis padres son de México. Uh, they immigrated over here in the 70s,
Okay.
and we landed over here in Panorama City in LA,
Oh,
and we've been here since. Yeah,
in the 70s, you said?
yeah. My
Okay.
parents came in the 70s. Yeah.
I guess like maybe you were a little bit too young, but do you remember like some stuff or like how was the reality in that time?
Yeah, it was a little different, man. You know, my mom, we went through a few obstacles. Like my mom, she was deported when I was a little kid. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we went through some things, but you know, we pulled through and we're here now. So it's all
Yeah,
positive.
I know, no, but I mean, respect. Not that I try to put like a cloud on that, but I mean, it's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Y en Montreal, o sea, hay mucha gente que tienen esa realidad, o sea, que los papás tuvieron que emigrar. So
Mhm.
man, respect, because we're the lucky ones. You know what I'm saying? Because
Definitely, man.
they made it for us. You know.
Definitely,
So
for sure.
yeah, big respect, big respect. Me
Bro.
gustaría, like, can you tell me, o sea, ¿cuáles son tus raíces musicales? Lo que tú escuchabas en tu casa when you were like younger.
A lot of música norteña. My folks, they listen to mariachi. They listen to a lot of the old school stuff like Jose Luis Rodriguez. I got introduced to music from looking through my parents' old records. They had
Oh,
tenían una consola y tenían un chingo de discos, and that's how I got introduced to a lot of the music. You know, I got introduced to
that's
that. And yeah, so that's how it started with me. I mean, I'm influenced by a lot of different music, but for the most part, a lot of the Latin stuff is what I was introduced to in the beginning. So,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Pero, ejemplo, how did you begin? Like, let's say, touching what was music? Like when you was young, like, did you used to play like an instrument or something like that, or?
I had an uncle. I had some uncles that were in a band, and sometimes
Okay.
they would give me a guitar. I was just a little kid. They would give me a guitar, and they make me stand next to them, and I would just pretend like I was playing the guitar. And that's really that was like the seed the seed that was planted in me to create music. So that's how it started. Yeah, that's how it started. That's when I was a little kid. Then of course, I went away from it, and then when I was in my teens, that's when I got back into creating music. So.
But did you only did like music, or you used to be like, let's say, a grapher, a breaker, or something like that, or you was just doing music?
Yeah. So I grew up in the '80s. I had cousins that were breakdancing. I got into graffiti when I was 12. When I was 12, I started in the graffiti game, and then I just evolved from there. The first hip hop album that I ever purchased was the Beastie Boys' "License to Ill." Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I bought that album, and then I was just exposed to the music, and then I just evolved from a graffiti artist, tagging in the streets, to just I don't know how it happened, man. I just I had a record collection that my dad had. He passed it on to me. I went through the records, and then I got a hold of a 4-track. I didn't know what it was in the beginning, but I started playing with it, and then I just got exposed to more and more, and then I had other people that were creating music at the time that exposed me to it also. So that's how it all began.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Pero, y cómo, o sea, you got the name Creed One?
So when I was a graffiti artist, I had a friend. His name was Peacer, and he was looking for a name for me, and he said he came up with Greed. Greed. He said you should write Greed. That's a pretty sick name, and I didn't like the G, so I just put a P in front of it, and that's how it started.
Oh, nice. Creed One, man.
That was my graffiti name. That's what I wrote. That's what people called me, and it just stuck. I never changed. I never created a name for me as a producer. That was just what people called me, so it just stuck. That was just my graffiti name.
Pero ejemplo, tú fuiste un poco, o sea, rapero también, porque tú rapeas un poquito también.
It depends, man. If I'm around other MCs and I get inspired, yes, but that's not really my niche. Like, no, it's work for me. That's real work for me. It takes a lot for me to like sit down and write a song, and I'm my own worst critic. So when I do write songs, it's not, music. Creating music es más natural. It comes more natural to me. Creating beats,
Oh,
that I could do that all day, you know. But writing a song is real work, and a lot of times, you know, if I'm not around other MCs, I'm not inspired like that, you know.
ya, porque yo oí esa canción, ¿cómo se llama? Las calles, con estado de emergencia.
Right, right. That's the
Y
homie.
cuando vi llegar tu verse, I was like, okay, but like this guy raps, like, you know, like, no, porque algunos beatmaker dicen que rapea y tú ves un poco like, okay, they're beatmakers, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero contigo, I mean, like, I was like, okay, like, he raps.
I appreciate it. And like I said, I was around those guys, and those guys are the homies, and they were good lyricists, man. So, you know, you had to step your game up if you're around good MCs. So, you know, I was inspired. Yeah, if I'm inspired and I'm around other MCs and artists, then I'll pick up a pen and write and you know, put down some lyrics. But it's work for me, and so I have to be inspired for that. You know, it's had to be a right timing and everything. But music comes naturally. So.
Ya, claro. Pero para la gente que no sabe, o sea, el estilo tuyo, o sea, yo lo voy a describir como yo lo veo y tú me puedes decir si tú crees que está bien o tú ves otras cosas. Pero yo siento que tú tienes así como un estilo un poco jazz, oldie, pero también, o sea, como tú dices, con ese, o sea, como sabor latino, porque when I listen to like all your beat tapes, first of all, todos los títulos que tú le pones a tu canción, they're pretty nice. Like I mean, like I know that you probably when like let's say the rapper gets it, sometimes he changes it or whatever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Pero yo miraba los títulos and I was like, oh man, yo, that's funny. Entonces lo escuchaba and sometimes it had nothing to do with it. Or sometimes I was like, why did he call it like that? You know, wondering. Pero o sea, en lo que son instrumentales, tú pones muchos, o sea, como sinfonías y cosas así y like sample kind of thing, but you work with it.
Oh yeah, I like to chop samples. I mean, I once in a while you find a good loop, and I like loops too. But for the most part, I like to chop. I like to chop sounds and just create my own melody. You know, sometimes you come across a good loop that you shouldn't chop because it's dope already like that. But for the most part, I like to chop up samples and create my own melody with my MPC. So that's
nice. Okay, vamos a entrar ahorita, o sea, con tus juguetes. Pero antes de entrar a eso. Lo que yo te quería preguntar también es, ¿tú crees que, like, how did you become, like, let's say, a good, like, a beat maker? O sea, porque repetías y repetías and you will try to learn it, o era para ti un talento natural?
I think throughout the years, I just, like I said, I'm my own worst critic. You know, I'll put out an album and I'll listen to it and I'll catch things that I don't like about them. You know, I think this is wrong and that's wrong. And I always try to improve with each project that I put out. You know, so like the first projects that I put out, I might not liked certain style, certain things that I use, certain drums or the mixing, just everything in general. I put out an album and I listen to it and then I just try to improve it every time. You know, so I think I'm still learning as a beat maker. I feel like I'm never going to be at the top. I'm always going to learn and expand and try to do new things. So that's just how I feel. I don't feel like I'm even yet at the top of, you know, there's always room for improvement.
Nice, man. Nice. I like that. But I mean, like, for what the result is, man, I mean, like, yo, it sounds like fuck, man. Like, you know, everybody wants to rap on those beats porque, o sea, suena hard y suena, o sea, como, o sea, con beats, o sea, que son trabajados, ¿tú me entiendes? O sea, it's not like just like that, something that you did fast, you know what I'm saying? So, entonces, me gustaría que me hables un poquito, tal vez sin decir mucho tus secretos, o sea, ¿con qué juguetes te gusta trabajar y por qué? ¿Y cuál fue el primero?
I started with a 4-track y un mixer que tenía un 3-second sampler. Nomás, tenía unos discos, a 4-track and a sampler, a mixer with a sampler, and that was it. That's the first thing that I started. It was a 3-second sampler, and of course, you couldn't chop any samples with that, you know? So I started looping. In the beginning, I would loop a lot of things, and it was good, you know? But, you know, eventually I wanted to learn how to chop and create my own melody, and so the next thing that I started using was Fruity Loops. I started using Fruity Loops maybe like, I guess 99 around there, 1999 or 2000 maybe, when I started using Fruity Loops. And then I
Oh,
used it for a little bit, and then I got an MPC XL, and I loved it. I fell in love with the MPC. Since then, every time an MPC comes out, I want to try to get the new one, and it's always, there's new bells and whistles, but it's pretty much the same thing, And with the
okay, okay.
MPC, yeah, and I feel like with the MPC, yeah, there's more room to create. You have more options, and it's more hands on. You
Okay,
can.
okay,
It's
okay,
like an
okay.
instrument. To me, it's like an instrument. You know. So
Pero hay uno que sería tu favorito.
yeah, for sure, my MPC, man. I take this baby everywhere I go, man. Sometimes I've waken up in bed with my MPC in my in
Oh,
my bed.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Es funny porque, ejemplo, o sea, yo no soy un beat maker, o sea, yo soy rapero, pero ejemplo, cuando he trabajado en construcción, vamos a decir, algunos tienen, some tools, and
yeah,
they name it, like, let's say, yo
yeah.
me recuerdo, tipo, él tenía una masa para, do demolition, and he would call it Susie, so do you have, like, let's say, a nickname for your MPC or no?
I don't have a name, man. It's just my drum machine, I guess. My drum machine that I call it.
Pero si la cuidas, o sea, like,
Oh
you
yeah,
take care
man.
of it.
Yeah, I take care of real good care of it, man. This is my baby. This is what
Oh,
I do,
yeah,
man.
oh. Okay, yo, I like that, man. Me gusta mucho eso. Entonces vamos a hablar un poco de los beat tapes que yo escuché y te voy a decir tal vez las canciones que me gustaron y tal vez te llama la atención y me puedes decir, o sea, cuáles son esas canciones o whatever, ¿no? O sea, en lo que es The Sound Collector, me gustó mucho una canción que se llama Hurt and Misery.
Okay.
¿Sabes de cuál canción hablo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that song is hard, man. Like, I mean, ¿me puedes hablar tal vez sin decir tu sample? O sea, ¿cuál es el ideal, o sea, de ese beat tape? ¿Cuál era, o sea?
The Sound Collector was, I just came up with that name because I had at the time when I started working on that project, I didn't actually go and look for new sounds. I had all those already. So
Okay.
like, the way my process is, I'm always digging for samples. I don't always make beats. Sometimes I just dig for samples all day, and then I just listen to music. If I like something, I'll collect it, put it on the side, and then come back to it later. And that's how that project was created. I called it the Sound Collector because I had a bunch of sounds that I wanted to work with, and I just stuck to those sounds that I already had, and I created beats out of them. So those were the sounds that I had collected throughout the years. And I called it
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Porque a mí me gustó esa, me gustó otra que se llama Bloody Christmas. I don't know if you remember that one. Yeah, that one is.
That was like the last one. I'm not sure if that was the last. Maybe it wasn't.
Esa es una que tiene el piano, like really, like crazy. Yeah. Esa me gustó bastante, man. So I was like, damn. Y después otra que se llama Listen.
Okay, yeah, okay. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember I don't really remember the album that much because it's been a while, and I kind of forget my projects. I try to move on every time I create one. I move on to the next and to the next, so I don't really remember. But if I heard it, I could probably remember where I sampled that stuff from.
Nice. Yo, pero respect. Yo invito a toda la gente, man. Like, I mean, to go and listen to that one, because I know that they're all good. Pero voy a hablar de otros también. Pero te tengo una pregunta también, porque en la portada del álbum está escrito The Sound Collector Instrument, y después de All LS está un poquito separado. Is it like internet? O sea, ¿tenía una intención eso o no?
Separado, you mean the same?
Like it says instrumentals, pero el ALS, tú ves como like a typo kind of thing. Yo pensaba maybe the ALS represents something, o solo era casualidad.
It was just casualidad, yo creo. No estoy seguro de que. So sometimes when as a graffiti artist, you change up the words when you write them. Like if you do,
Okay.
You'll put a Z instead of a C, or you'll do whatever. There's different ways of writing stuff. So I try to just be.
Yeah. Okay. No, I thought maybe the ALS meant something porque en Montreal, o sea, ALS es un grupo. Entonces por eso I was like, oh, maybe, I don't know, So I was just pitching there. Shout out to ALS.
Yeah, shout out to that, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Y también hay otro beat que yo escuché. I don't know if it's just the title, O ejemplo, tiene que ver algo, pero maybe you can tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Se llama Rest in Peace JJ.
Okay, so that one is called Rest in Peace JJ because it's a sample, and I'm gonna give it out. It's okay. The sample was from a Jose sample, and that very week he passed away. I think the week that he passed away. Yeah, I was listening to that album when he passed away, and then I created that beat, and then I named it Rest in Peace JJ. So
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you see, all the names you have are like, and then I'm like,
they mean something. All of them mean something for sure.
Yeah, porque yo tenía así como miedo de preguntarte, porque I was like, yo, maybe like, you know, it's somebody in his family or something, you know, I don't want to ask that, but I was like, you know, okay, I'm going to try. So it's nice. Eso es en the button pusher.
The button pusher, yes. So that so that project, I came up with that name because I had just bought my new MPC Live. MPC Touch is the one that I would use for that album. They're just all buttons and pads, and so I just came up with the name the button pusher because I think I've heard that term before for people that use drum machines, and you know I think I heard someone say, you know, oh, you're just a button pusher, and I was like, okay, well I guess I am then, and I made up the album the button pusher. So it's just, you know, I put just the pads on the MPC, so that's how I came up with that.
Nice, man. I love it. Because it's crazy porque ahorita, o sea, lo raro es que como tú lo que haces son beats. It's hard to like, let's say, oh, like, you know, let's talk about that beat and stuff like that. Pero la gente tiene que ir a escuchar for them to see that, you know, man, like, oh, they should have asked question, man. Because, like, I mean, your beats are crazy, man. Like, they're crazy for real, man. Y también el otro proyecto que yo escuché, o sea, hace poco yo creo que salió, fue Dusty Groove 2.0.
Yes, I just dropped that one, I think maybe about a week and a half ago, I think. Yeah, it's been about a week and a half.
¿Me puedes hablar de ese proyecto? O sea, ¿eso es el más reciente que tú sacaste o no?
Sí, es el más reciente que salió. Yeah, about a week and a half ago I put that out, and it's called Dusty Grooves because it's I'm talking about vinyl, you know? A lot of the vinyl records, you know, the music is really a groove in there. And then when you hear static from the record and it's dusty and it's dirty and, you know, so you hear it in the music, you know, you hear the little dust, the little crackle. So I call it dusty grooves, meaning, you know, the grooves on the vinyl.
That's crazy.
That project, I used a lot of old records that I had. They sounded a little bit more dustier and grittier.
Pero, ejemplo, like I'm gonna give you an example. One of my favorite tracks on that project is called Dump Truck 2020. But you know, like, you know, and same thing. I was like I don't know, cause like when I heard the song, like me, I was like thinking about like gold and stuff, porque o sea, parece como lujo. No, not that it's bling bling, nothing like that. But I mean, like, sounds like powerful, you know. And like you call it Dump Truck 2020. I was like, why? But if it has to do with the sample, don't tell me. But I mean, if it doesn't, like, you know.
No. You know what? That day I was painting that weekend, and it's funny. It's a funny story, bro. I was painting that weekend, and I had a lot of scrap cans that I had to get rid of. So I drove to the dump, and I dropped off all the empty spray cans at the dump, right? So then I came back and made a beat, and I didn't know what to call it, so I just named it Dump Truck. I went to the dump today, dropped off a bunch of, my paint. So that's just how it came out. Sometimes I just, you know, whatever's happening.
Then you should go. You should go there more often, man. That's nice, man. Otra también, it's the one that is called Kurt McGirt, something like that. Oh my God, man. Yo, esa, cuando yo lo oí, te lo juro que mi teléfono, like, because I was listening to my phone, and I almost dropped it, because I was like, yo, what is that song, man? Y quiero saber, esa canción, ¿alguien spit on it or no?
Kurt McGirt, no, I don't think so, bro. I think that's just the instrumental. Yeah, it's just an instrumental project. Yeah.
Okay, so after the show, I'm gonna holler at you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yo, what, man? Yo, that beat is crazy. Same thing. If the title has to do with the sample, don't tell me. But does it have to do something? Like, I mean,
yeah. The name of the artist, the first name of the artist that I sampled is Kurt.
Okay, okay, okay,
And then,
okay, okay.
then
Okay.
McGirt is just, I just made it rhyme, you know?
I
So,
love it, man. I love it, bro, man. It's nice, man. Y también la otra that, like, yo, I mean, even with the title, when I saw that one, I was like, okay, this one, okay, because I was already trying to figure you out, you know? So
mhm.
when I saw the title, I was like, okay, this one must be a banger. Se llama Nelson Knows Best.
Okay, so that's a sample from Nelson Ned.
Okay,
Nelson Ned. Have you heard of Nelson Ned? That's a sample from Nelson Ned. And so
okay.
that's what I named it that.
Nice, nice, nice. Same thing, man. Yo invito a toda la gente, man, a escuchar, o sea, lo que estamos diciendo, porque I mean, like, you know, it sounds just like, you know, funny like that. But I mean,
Yeah,
it means something, man. Like, todos
there's
esos beats que tú tienes, yo creo que todos tus proyectos tienen como entre 10 y 15 canciones, por lo menos. So, I mean, like, you know, it's pretty, a lot of songs, you know?
yeah, I try, and that's another thing that I didn't like in my first instrumental projects. I felt like they were a little too long, so I started shortening them a bit and change. You know, I always try to change up from the last time that I put out a project. So this last album, I think it was only like 10 tracks in it, and then the beats are a little shorter, just to keep the people. You know, people get bored if you just listen to the same beat over and over. So I shortened it a little bit. You know. I know that for instrumentals, I've learned that it's better to have shorter, more switching, and then for when you're gonna rap, then you create 16 bars and all that. But for the instrumentals, I try to shorten it up, you know, a little bit for the people. So it's just I think it's better that way for instrumental projects. You know?
Okay, okay. So now, lo que vamos a hablar un poquito es un poquito tal vez, o sea, tu conexión con Montreal, porque, o sea, lo que es el live, como digo, o sea, es el rap latino, pero nosotros somos de Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
pero it's all good. I mean, like, estamos
Yeah,
haciendo conexiones
definitely.
y de todos modos tú ya tenías una conexión con Montreal. So, antes de tal vez entrar a cómo tú te conectaste con Montreal, yo quiero hablar un poquito de la canción que, o sea, yo fue lo primero que yo escuché de ti, ¿entiendes? O sea, fue la canción de Sosa, que se llama Sosa, en el proyecto de Tolentino con el
Yeah,
Lunático, La calle no es para todo el mundo.
yeah, that's my brother.
Ese,
That's the homie right there. Shout
yeah,
out
man,
to
bro,
Steven, man.
esa canción es crazy. Para mí, o sea, ese álbum, o sea, en Montreal, para mí, en el rap latino es top 3. So, o sea, ya tenía su impacto, pero como ellos hicieron el video y todo eso,
Mm-hmm.
hecho por Marquito and all that, and everybody, you know, was saying like, yo, this guy. Cuando escuchamos la canción, like, I mean, yo creo que, o sea, mucha gente en Montreal were like, yo, who's that guy? You know what I'm saying? Y cuando
Yeah.
yo fui a buscar un poquito, yo vi que tú ya habías trabajado igual con Marquito, porque para mí yo creo que él era tu conexión con Montreal, o
Oh
me
yeah, man.
equivoco.
That's the homie right there, man. And he's a solid person. I mean, I'm sure you heard from other people. Marquito, he's a solid individual. He's a straightforward, great guy. And so that's how I connected. I first heard Marquito on a track with Quintero. I don't know if you know Quintero, but Quintero, he's
Yeah,
a
yeah, we
homie
had
too.
Quintero on the live.
Yeah, he's the homie too. And he actually, I heard a song that he did, Rata de Dos Patas, with Marquito. And when I heard that song, I was like, man, who's this guy rapping? Because Quintero, you know, he's dope too. And then he
Yeah,
had,
yeah, yeah.
he had
Sure,
him on
he's
there.
dog. Yeah.
That's a badass song. And so that's how I discovered Marquito. And I think we worked. Quintero introduced me somehow, and then I think I hit him up, you know, on social media, and we just linked up. I shot him a beat, and then we just started from there. We just started working on stuff, and I think maybe it was 2 years ago that I met Marquito, around there. Maybe not.
Yeah, la canción que yo escuché se llama Soldado del Arte. O sea,
Okay.
esa fue la canción. Yeah, that's the song the first song that I heard, like, let's say, of you guys working together.
Yeah.
Yo no escuché, tal vez si ustedes hicieron con Quintero, no escuché esa, pero, o sea, conozco, o sea, Quintero, pero a mí, when I heard you and Marquito, I was like, damn, man, like, I mean, like, yo, this is pretty serious, porque encima Marquito Montreal y en todos lados, o sea, es súper respetado, porque es un pesado en la lírica, like, you know, he's a real guy, you know what I'm saying? Como tú dices, o sea, solid, yeah. Respect para esto. Y te voy a hacer una pregunta. ¿Tú te recuerdas cuál era el nombre de la canción, o sea, del instrumental Sosa? ¿Cómo se llamaba?
The instrumental? That's a good question, bro. No me acuerdo. What was that?
I know it. I heard it in the beat tape. Se llama, si me equivoco, tú me dices Flower Power.
Oh, Flower Power. Okay, I know what that is. So
Yeah.
that the way I call the reason I call it that is because the when I sampled it from the record is like a 70s record. So it has like all these like like hippie like flowers and stuff like that. That's the
Oh,
cover.
nice.
Yeah, the cover. That's the cover. And so that's why I named it Flower Power.
Nice, man. Yo, man, I love it, man. Yo, de verdad, man. So, para la gente que le gustaría contactarte o trabajar contigo, primero que, antes que tú des tus contactos, bueno, no, ¿cuál sería la mejor manera para un artista si quiere trabajar contigo? What do you look for?
You know, I don't. Above all, just a solid person, man. I work with anybody. Anybody to be creative, I work with anybody. Just that they're a solid individual. Like usually, I don't work with just anybody, but I just work with people that I feel like are solid people. And if they're friends with certain people that I think are solid, then they're solid to me. You know what I mean? And you know, I work with anybody, bro. Like,
No, respect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pero yo digo, like, tú eres muy humilde, and I love that. And it's crazy for me, because más veo que hay gente que tiene talento, más veo que son humildes. And sometimes I repeat it, man. Y la gente pequeña, like, you know, se creen la gran mierda, pero I respect that, because, like, the way you thought, you know, it's super nice. But your beats, man, I mean, I would be shy to come and ask you, even if I know I'm a good rapero. A lo que yo voy es que I suggest people to listen to your songs and then, you know, approach you the nice way. You know, respect. Tú lo dices humilde, but me, since it's the show, I'd rather say it that way, because, you know, I want people to come nice at you, because, like, yo, you're not like a little, like a beat maker. Tú haces buen beats, man, de verdad, man. No, respect.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Y también una pregunta antes que me des tus contactos. Since, you know, you're from Los Ángeles, me gustaría saber, o sea, ¿cuál es el impacto de esa cultura sobre ti? Porque, I mean, like, yo, you're from, like, the roots, man, like, you know, like, un poco así como lo que es el rap chicano and all that, y se oye in your sound. So, o sea, ¿cómo lo has vivido? O sea, todo eso, porque you've been there, you know, since, like, you know, el beginning, man, of you know, like, of the hip-hop and all that allá.
It's been good, man. I think there's a lot of opportunities over here. There's a lot of artists. At the same time, there's so many artists that I think sometimes it gets a little bit oversaturated, you know. But there's definitely a lot of good artists out here, and talent, a lot of talent for sure, just like all over the world, you know. But I think I honestly, man, I prefer to work with people that are outside of my outside of LA. Really, you know, I think that a lot of people out here, you know, they have their own thing. Everyone's trying to, you know, come up and do their own thing, and honestly, I don't feel like there's a lot of unity, man, out here with music, you know, and so everyone's doing their thing, I guess, you know, but I like to work with other artists that are not from around here, just because I think that there's a lot more humble people all over the world, more than here. And not that there's not any humble people over here. There's great artists over here, and I have a lot of friends that I work with that are you know, they're sick and stuff. But I like to venture off, you know, out of my comfort zone, and work with people that I've never met before, or I like to try new things, man. You know, it doesn't even matter where they're from, whether from LA, I work with people from Mexico, I work with people from Texas, you know, and I seem to get a lot of love from people outside of LA, because it's so oversaturated over here that people don't really pay attention to the other artists here, and they're a bit too busy trying to do their own thing, you know? So
wow, you know, it's funny because, like, I would tell you the same thing about, like, Montreal a little bit. You know, it's the way it is, and that's why, like, the way we see it is that we're gonna treat people the way they treat us. The ejemplo, we try to approach people with respect because we see their talent. Y la misma cosa contigo, o sea, you're from outside, and that's the first thing we saw. We're like, yo, this guy's crazy. These are like, you know, a crazy beat maker from LA. You know, that's a big thing for us. So, I mean, like, y encima, o sea, para nosotros nos interesa eso. So, yo creo que eso es la idea de este live, de hacer, o sea, que la gente vea que podemos hacer contactos. And you said the same thing as like we're looking for. So it's all good, man. We got you and you got us.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I got you guys for sure, man. Yeah, you guys show me a lot of love and I appreciate it, man. So one day I want to take a trip over to Montreal, you know, and hang out with all you guys, you know. So.
Oh, nice. Respect, man. Respect. Vamos a recibir bien, man. Y también te tengo una pregunta. Since you know, como tú ves con los títulos, esos títulos cuando tú haces beats siempre tienen que ver, o sea, con lo que tú vives. You know, like, últimamente with la pandemia, you know, like, lo que está pasando en Estados Unidos y todas esas cosas. Para ti, ¿es fácil en esos momentos, like, try to create? O al contrario, man, no tienes ganas de hacer algo?
I think it's the other way around, bro. I think that yo pienso que la gente, matter of fact, all artists, I think that all artists throughout time and history, all the best artists were, you know, they had obstacles that they had to go through, and I think that gives you character and that makes you a better artist. Like all my favorite artists had crazy backgrounds and crazy lives, you know, like drugs and all that stuff that people go through in life makes you a better artist. You go through obstacles and all that pain or whatever it is that you have comes out in your art. And I think that struggle causes it makes for good art, in my opinion, you know. So I think it doesn't affect me. If anything, I'm working more now because I'm, you know, they want us to stay home and quarantine, and you know, I don't mind doing that. I spend all my time in the studio and here, and so I've been working even more during this whole pandemic going on.
Nice, respect, man. Me gusta eso, man. Entonces, para la gente que le gustaría, you know, contactarte, ¿cuál es la mejor manera y dónde pueden escuchar tu música?
If you want to work with me, you can reach out through email. Por email, Preed1, one word, así, Preed1, Preedone @gmail.com. Yeah, that's it, man. That's how you can reach me. I'm down to work with whoever. You know, send me your whatever music that you got, so I could check it out, and we could definitely work. That's not a problem.
Yeah, man, nice, man. Entonces yo, man, de verdad, man, muchas gracias, man, Preed1, man, por tu tiempo, man, porque we love to talk to people from LA, y encima, man, eres súper humilde y real, man, y yo invito a toda la gente, de verdad, man, a ir a escuchar tu música, man. For them to see, man, that, they should have watched that live, man, porque en verdad, you're a monster, man, for real, y estoy muy agradecido, man, que hayas, o sea, aceptado esta invitación, y también te digo que, if, like, let's say you have a new mixtape or anything that, you know, is coming out, don't hesitate, you know, to shoot us a message or something, and, you know, nosotros lo vamos a pasar, man, con much love, because that's the way, you know, you treat us, so, mucho respeto, man, de verdad.
I appreciate it, man. I want to thank you for even being interested to ask me questions. So, I mean, I'm humbled by it. So, I appreciate you asking me questions and wanting to do that. So, shout out to Montreal, everybody over there, man, and respect to everybody, you and everybody else out there.
All right, man. Muchas gracias, man. Entonces le invito a toda la gente de mirarnos sobre YouTube, ElLife, las entrevistas, sobre Facebook, ElLife, y sobre Instagram, ElLife Real, man. Entonces muchas gracias a Preed1, man, desde Los Ángeles, y aquí Duende en Montreal, man. Los vamos, man. Peace, man.
Peace.
ElLife, yo, Duende en ElLife desde Montreal sobre rap latino para el mundo. Duende ElLife.